Does it show?
Good morning, everyone. Namaste.
Hello, Sasha. Hello, Iris. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving weekend and blessed Navratri. It's the third day today of Navratri, the 9 nights of the Divine Mother. So it's a nice auspicious time for us to be meeting. I'll be leading the session today, and Kiana will be demonstrating. And Maitreyi will be leading the discussion and some practices. And I guess, Maitreyi, will we be focusing on Navratri for the talk?
Yes, absolutely. Invoking the Divine Mothers, for sure. It's a very, very auspicious time of 9 nights. So Nav is 9 and Ratri is night. So it literally means 9 nights that we're celebrating. And usually when we look at nights, it signifies darkness or unsafety, because in those days, of course, there was no electricity. So how do we celebrate something that is seemingly unsafe yet can be made safe? So that's the whole symbolism as well. And it's also the dark night of the soul. So I'll go into it later, but so we'll go into the meditative practice, and then otherwise I'll start lecturing. So I don't want that. We'll sit comfortably, being aware of how our body's feeling. And then I'll hand over to Ross to teach. And just ground in yourself. There's beautiful, beautiful symbolism of Navratri, or 9 nights. That's a blessed time. So if you see how things progress, we started off with the Ganesha Chaturthi, or welcoming this energy of stability. Then we have Pitru Paksha, 16 days of clearing ancestral karma. Then we had 9 nights or Navratri of celebrating the Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine. So one leads to another. Just as Pitru Paksha ends, Thursday we have Navratri. So it's interesting, each of them are very significant on their own, but the progression of it is also significant. So let's be present to and I'll talk a bit about that during our session after the physical practice. But now bring your awareness to your root. Going all the way up, scanning the body. Continuing to breathe in and out. And simply watching your breath, grounding in the body, grounding in the breath. Palms are in the Jyoti Mudra. All of you present know how it is or what it is. Tips of the fingers touching. Connecting to the pranic force in your palms and the tips of your fingers. Just stay with this pranic flow. Now visualize a beautiful pillar of light from the top of your head going all the way down into the earth, filling you, surrounding you. And let's take one deep breath to that, breathing in, lower, mid, upper chest. We'll keep this awareness right through our class. Awareness of body, awareness of breath, awareness of prana, awareness of this connectedness to the divine matrix, to this infinite pillar of light. And gently rub your palms, place them on your eyes, being aware of this blessed darkness. And Ratri or night invokes this blessed darkness, this blessed void. If you see Kali Ma, also one of the representations of the Divine Mother, she's quite dark. And not all black holes are bad. She's like the black hole that sucks out karma, sucks out negativity, sucks out anything that we don't need in our lives. And this she does through Kal or through time. So for her past, present, future doesn't matter. We're all one continuum. So if you need anything healed from your past, any sankalpa or intention for the future, just lay it on her lap like a child rests his or her head on the mother's lap, and she'll take care of that. And gently relax your palms. And I'll hand over to Ross. Oh, it's nice to see Verena is also here. Welcome. Yeah, look forward to a great class, Ross. Wait, let me say hi and then turn on my video.
I'll just spotlight Kiana's video here. Here we go. So we can just stay sitting in the Sukhasana, comfortable seated position. And again, we'll close our eyes, bring our attention to the root. Just being present to this connection between the root, your base, your foundation, and the earth. Let this be your drishti, or your point of concentration. And if the mind wanders, just keep bringing it back to this connection with the earth and the root. And be present to your breathing, just observing the breath, noticing as it moves in through the nostrils, down through the windpipe, filling up the lungs. Observe the breath as it moves out again. We're not controlling the breath here, just watching the breath. Anchoring the attention in the body, at the root, through the breath. The mind has many items that want to grab our attention, but for now, anytime thoughts come up, we'll just simply lovingly, kindly redirect our attention. Say we can come back to those thoughts later, but for now, we'll just bring the attention to the breath and the root. Then let your attention slowly move up the spinal column from the root. Like you're going vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up, slowly, slowly. From the foundation up, 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 through the mid-back, the back of the heart, upper back, the neck, all the way to the base of the skull. And be present to this point where the spine meets the base of the skull at the brain stem. This point is called the aprakasha bindu. Prakasha means light or consciousness, the light of consciousness. Aprakasha means without light or without consciousness. And this brain stem is the place where the autonomic nervous system is regulated, these unconscious automatic mechanisms. It's also where our reptilian brain originates. So as we make things that are unconscious conscious, in terms of our body functions, we're also making conscious old patterning, thought patterns, emotional patterns, physical patterns. Just keeping the attention at this aprakasha bindu and the breath. And keeping this inward focus, this pratyahara, where we're turning the senses and the attention inward. We're going to breathe in. We'll just shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. Shrug, shrug, shrug. And breathing out, rolling the shoulders down and back. Pursing the lips, nice whooshing exhale. Breathing in, shrug, shrug, shrug. Breathing out, rolling the shoulders down and back. Breathing in, shrug, shrug, shrug. And breathing out. We'll do 3 more of these, breathing in, shrugging. Nice deep breath, breathing out. Breathing in, shrug. Breathing out, rolling back and down. One more time, breathing in, shrug the shoulders up as much as you can. And breathing out. Now we're going to bring the chin down to the chest. Let the head hang. Feel that nice lengthening through the back of the neck. On the inhale, we'll keep the chin down and we're going to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. On the inhale. And breathing out, rolling the chin back to the center of the chest. Breathing in, rolling the left ear towards the left shoulder. Being careful with the neck, mind all the little crunchy bits. Breathing out, rolling back to center. Breathing in, rolling to the right. Breathing out, back to center. Breathing into the left. Breathing out, back to center. One more time to the right, breathing in. And out, back to center. Inhaling to the left. And out back to center. Inhaling gently, slowly bringing the head back up to an upright position. And just loosely shake the head like you're saying no. Just bring some looseness, some ease into the neck and head. And gently nodding the head loosely, nod the head yes. And wobble a bit side to side. Now we'll bring the legs straight out in front of us. Loosen out the legs, shake out the feet. Just get some nice ease into the legs. If you want to, like Kiana, you can shake out your hands and wrists and shoulders, shake out the body. Start waking up a little bit. And we'll thump the right thigh on the floor. Keep a nice straight spine here. You can use the hands on the floor to support a straight spine. We're just thumping the right thigh, bringing some looseness and ease into the right leg. Nice deep cleansing breaths. And thumping the left thigh. Sighing out any stickiness, any overwhelm in your system. And then just shaking out the feet again. Now we're going to lie down for a moment to do some Hatha Yoga Pranayama, just to get the breathing going. So we'll lie down in the Shavasana. Feel the whole back of your body supported by Mother Earth. So we'll start with the Vibhaga Pranayama, the sectional breathing. First isolating the lower chest and diaphragm region, then the mid chest and upper chest. We'll be inhaling to fill the front, sides, and the back, using the intercostal muscles between the ribs to push open and expand the rib cage in all directions, like a big balloon expanding. So to begin with, place your hands on your lower chest. Find those floating ribs just around the diaphragm region. If you're not sure, you can look at Kiana. And we'll do 3 breaths here, breathing in through the nose and exhaling through pursed lips, Sukha Bhastrika, comfortable bellows breath, a nice releasing exhale. So breathing in through the nose, expand into the hands, front, sides, and back of the lower chest and diaphragm. And breathing out. Breathing in, expand, push open that lower chest. Breathing out. Breathing in, expand, diaphragm, lower chest, all 3 sides. And exhaling. Bringing the hands to the mid-chest, the breast region, heart center. Elbows stay resting on the ground to the side. We'll do our best now to isolate the front, sides, and back of the mid-chest. Breathing in, push open and expand. Expand, expand. And breathing out. Breathing in, mid-chest, expand the front, push open the sides and the back. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in, expand, expand, expand. And breathing out. The elbows still resting on the ground, bring the palms or fingers to touch the upper chest and collarbone region. Breathing into the front, the sides, just around the armpits, and the back, just above the shoulder blades. You can imagine expanding into that area. So we'll breathe into the upper chest, in through the nose, expand, expand, expand. Breathing out. Breathing in, expanding, expanding the upper chest, expanding, and out. One more time, upper chest, breathing in, expand, 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 and breathing out. Now we'll bring the right hand to the first position on the lower chest, placing the left hand on the second position, mid-chest. Imagining a third hand or just placing your attention on the upper chest. And we'll practice the Maha Yoga Pranayama, the great yogic breath. So we'll be putting it all together. Breathing in, expanding diaphragm, lower chest, mid-chest, upper chest, front, sides, back. Push open as much as you can. And breathing out. Breathing in, expand, lengthen the breath, deepen the breath. Breathing out. One more time here, breathing in, diaphragm, low, mid, upper chest, front, sides, back. Push open into the tight, sticky areas. And breathing out. Just take a moment here to notice how your body is feeling. Notice how your nervous system responds to these deep, long, cleansing breaths. And since it's Navratri, the 9 nights of the Divine Mother, we're going to especially focus on the heart center today. Connecting with the energy of Lakshmi, Maha. This quality of abundance, love, joy. So bring both hands to the heart center. Just notice how your heart is feeling. This conscious, loving touch is called Sparsha Mudra. being present to the heart, present to the breathing. We're going to practice the Sedu Pranayama. So on the inhale, you expand the whole chest using that Maha Yoga Pranayama. But we're going to arch the back, keeping the bum on the ground, shoulders on the ground, but arching the lower back, mid back, upper back, pushing the heart up towards the ceiling. And exhaling will relax the back down to the floor. So we'll do this together now. Breathing in, expand, really use the breath to push open, push that heart up towards the ceiling, expand. And breathing out, gently relaxing back down. Breathing in, expand, push the heart up towards the ceiling. And breathing out, lowering back down. Breathing in, expand, push open, lifting the heart, shoulders and bum stay on the ground. Breathing out, lowering back down. Breathing in, we'll do this 3 more times, arching. Really open up that heart, push open. Breathing out, coming back down. Breathing in, arching, pushing that heart up towards the ceiling. And breathing out. Take a pause here to stay connected with the heart. Then we're going to hug the knees in towards the chest. Just rock a little bit side to side, loosen out, massage the lower back. Sighing out, releasing any overwhelm, stickiness, agitation. And we'll circle the knees in a clockwise direction, giving that lower back a nice massage, and continuing to lead the practice with that Maha Yoga Pranayama. If the mind wanders, bringing it back to the breath, the body, the present moment. Finding your own pacing here, just circling the knees, massaging the back. And in a counterclockwise direction. Really get a sense of savoring the body, savoring the breath. Like you're just drinking it in, being nourished by it. And then we're going to start a gentle rocking motion, hugging the knees in and out, back and forth. And depending on where your body's at today, you can start rocking up and back. You can see Kiana's, what she's doing if you're not sure, building the momentum, massaging the whole spinal column, waking the back up, massaging out any old sticky bits, old unprocessed stuff in the back body. Nice deep cleansing breath, savoring this nice playful movement. Have a little smile on your face, a smita. Making any sounds or noises that you want to release. Using your momentum here, moving at your own pace. We'll do this for another minute. Just enjoying this nice rocking, this nice massage on the back. Just going as far or as little as works for your body. So listening to your own body's needs. And then we'll make our way up into a sitting position. Have a sip of water. If you have some nice water, warm water or herbal tea or something there. We'll keep the feet straight out in front of us. Feel a nice straight spine, nice long spine. And we'll reach forward, take hold of the right foot with the right hand. And we're going to be swinging open the hip. So you can see how Kiana's doing it. Right hand is on the inside of the right foot. The main focus here is a nice straight spine, open chest. Doesn't matter how straight or bent the knee is. Find your own pace here, swinging open. Feel that nice opening through the hip, the lower back, the groin. And keeping a little smita on your face, a little smile, savoring and enjoying the practice, enjoying your breathing. And you can start turning the head in the opposite direction that the foot is moving. This creates a nice connection between the brain hemispheres, firing new neural pathways. Nice deep cleansing breaths. And releasing the right foot, taking hold of the left foot with the left hand on the inside and swinging open. And turning the head in the opposite direction. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Savoring and enjoying the practice. Savoring your body, your breathing. And releasing the left foot. And just shaking out the feet, shaking out the hands. Keeping the feet straight out in front of you. Bringing the hands up in front of your chest, elbows out to the side. And we're just going to start gently bouncing forward. Bouncing towards the feet. You're also welcome, like Kiana, to keep the hands resting on your knees or your shins. So we're just slowly, gently through this jati, this conscious rhythmic movement, letting the body open up in its own time, breathing into tight areas. The momentum of the bouncing, the quality of the breath. The body starts to gently open up in its own time. Feel your spine nice and long. Feel like your heart is opening and bouncing towards your toes. Reaching the heart forward. Using the breath to breathe into the body, to open the body. And then find your hands where they can comfortably reach. It might be your knees, it might be your shins. Some of you might be able to reach your toes. We'll hold this Hastapada asana, this forward fold, this sitting forward fold. Breathing in, feel your spine lengthen from the root all the way up through the crown. Exhaling to sink in just a little bit deeper. Just listen to your body, not pushing. Just breathing into, resting into your own gentle edge. If you're experiencing pain, please pull back. Breathing in, expand and lengthen. Breathing out to sink in a little bit deeper. Breathing in, expand, expand, expand. Breathing out, sinking in. Breathing in, expand, expand. Breathing out. One more breath here. Breathe into all the tight areas. Breathing out. And breathing in to slowly walk the hands up the legs and come into an upright position. And we'll counter that with a nice supported back bend, bringing the palms behind you, fingers pointing towards your bum if possible. Breathing in, lengthen the spine, push the heart open. Being very careful of your neck here as you arch back. Only bringing the neck back as much as is comfortable without creating any pain or pinching. We'll just hold this position for 2 more breaths. Breathing in, expand, push the heart open towards the ceiling. Breathing out. Breathing in, push open the heart. Breathing out. And breathing in to gently come into an upright position again. And loosely shake out, shake out, shake out. And anything you don't want or need anymore, whoosh it out the window, throw it away into the light. You can have another sip of water as we come into a comfortable seated position again, the Sukhasana, crossing the legs. We'll do the Merudanda Cria, waking up the spine a little more, lengthening the spine before we get into some gentle heart opening. So we'll breathe in, lengthen the spine from the root through the crown. Feel a nice lengthening. Use the breath. Breathing out, round the spine, chin to the chest, tucking the tail under, shoulders arching. Breathing in, lengthen again, expand, lengthen the spine. And when you exhale, just relax to a neutral position. Breathing in, expand, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, round, round, round. Breathing in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And breathing out, relax to neutral. One more time, breathing in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Breathing out, round, round, round. Breathing in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And exhaling, relax to neutral position. We're going to do a gentle twisting Cria. On the inhale, lengthen the spine, hands come to the right knee. Breathing out, right hand comes on the floor behind the body, gently twisting to the right. Holding that position, breathing in, front, sides, and back, lengthen the spine. And breathing out, exhaling back to center. Breathing in, hands to left knee, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, left hand comes behind you, twisting to the left. Holding the position, inhale, lengthen, push open the chest into all the tight areas. Breathing out, twisting back to center. Breathing in, hands to right knee, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, twisting to the right. Breathing in, lengthen, expand. Breathing out, twisting back to center. Breathing in, hands to left knee, lengthen, lengthen. Breathing out, twisting to the left. Breathing in, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Breathing out, twisting to center. We'll do one more time to each side, but this time we'll hold the twist a little bit longer. So breathing in, hands to right knee, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, twisting to the right. Holding this position, breathe in, lengthen and expand. Push open the chest into all the tight areas. Breathing out to twist a little bit deeper. Breathing in, lengthen, expand, expand. Breathing out, gently twisting a little deeper. Breathing in, making sure the focus is on a nice long spine. Breathing out, twisting a little more. Last breath here. Breathing in, lengthen and expand. And exhaling, coming back to center. Breathing in, hands to left knee, lengthen the spine. Breathing out, twisting to the left, left hand behind and close to the body to support the spine. Breathing in, lengthen, push open front, sides, back, into all the tight areas. Breathing out to twist a little deeper. Breathing in, lengthen and expand. Breathing out, twisting a little deeper. Breathing in, expand, lengthen. Breathing out. Last breath. Breathing in, expand. And exhale back to center. Take a moment to be present to how your spine is feeling. Notice the root and how it's contacting the earth. Tailbone, anus, perineum region. Be aware of the crown of the head. Gently magnetize towards the sky. Feel your heart center and imagine that your spine is like the north and south pole of the earth, where there's a magnetic pull from the heart down towards the earth and from the heart up towards the sky. Feel that nice length naturally happening through the spine. We'll let the legs come straight out in front again. Just shake out the feet. Have another sip of water. We're going to come onto our knees into the Vajrasana, if that's accessible for you. If that's not comfortable, then you can sit in the Sukhasana, cross-legged. We're going to practice the Ustrasana, the camel pose. So we'll start out with the gentle variation 1. So I'll get Kiana to demonstrate first, sitting up on the knees, so bringing the bottom up, bringing the palms around to support the lower back, breathing in, lengthening the spine, and breathing out, gently arching back, looking up towards the sky, pushing the heart up towards the ceiling, and holding this position for a few breaths. So we'll do this together now. This is the first variation. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Feel that heart pushing open towards the ceiling. If you're sitting in Sukhasana, you can have the hands on the ground behind you and pushing the heart towards the ceiling. On your third breath, you can release and come back down into the Vajrasana, sitting with your bottom on your heels. We'll just take a pause here. This time we'll do the more challenging variation, but please listen to your body. If the first is enough for you, just stick with that. So we'll sit up. We'll breathe in, open the chest towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, coming back, letting the hands come to rest on the heels. Breathing in, pushing that heart open towards the ceiling. Only letting the head and neck come back as much as is comfortable. And holding this position for 3 breaths. Again, just stick with the first variation if this is too much for you. And on each inhale, feel that heart pushing open, expanding towards the ceiling. On your third breath, you can sit back up gently. So bring the palms up towards the lower back and gently come back upwards. And then rest back down onto the heels. Loosely shake out if there's any tightness or overwhelm. We'll do one more round of this Ustrasana, the camel pose. We'll come up, breathing in, expanding the heart, opening the chest. And as we exhale, bringing the hands back to the heels, holding this position for 3 breaths, pushing that heart open. And slowly, gently coming back up. Sitting back onto the heels. And we'll come back into the child's pose. So bring the palms to the earth in front of you. Forehead resting on the earth or stacking the hands so that the forehead can rest on your hands. Really breathing into the lower back here. Nice deep cleansing breaths. Couple more breaths here. Just taking this pause to integrate and absorb. And then we'll gently push ourselves back up. You can bring the feet straight out. Shake the feet out again, thump the thighs, just bring some ease into this area. Most of us aren't used to sitting on our knees for too long. And we're going to practice the Prema Jyoti Kriya. Jyoti means illumination. Prema is the quality, it's one of the many qualities of love. There's different words for love in Sanskrit, and prema is the quality of universal or transcendent love. So there's two options. We can either sit in the Sukhasana as Kiana is, or you can also sit in the Vajrasana on your knees, depending what's more comfortable for your body. I'll get Kiana to demonstrate once and then we'll do it together. So bring the palms in front of the root, either resting on your shins or right in your lap, depending on what's comfortable for your arms. And have the fingers and palms just almost touching, but not quite. We did the Jyoti Mudra guided by Maitreyi when we started. Where the fingers were actually touching. This time we'll have them almost touching, but not quite. And close your eyes and just tune in to the sensations between the fingers and palms. If you're sensitized to prana, then you'll notice a little bit of tingling or magnetism. If not, just be present to your physical palms, that's fine. And we want to keep this connection with our pranic field. Our biomagnetic field, our energetic body. So we'll do the Prema Jyoti Cria. Breathing in, bringing the palms up in front of the heart and opening the arms as wide as you can, pushing the heart open. Feel that nice squeeze between the shoulder blades. And breathing out, bringing the palms in front of the heart again, like a ball of light, and then back down to the root. Breathing in, bringing that ball of light up to the heart, expanding it, opening wide, push open the heart, using the breath, expand. And breathing out, bringing those palms back in front of the heart and down to the root. Breathing in, bringing that light up to the heart, expand, push open the heart, expand, expand, and breathing out. We'll do 3 more of those. Breathing in, bringing that up to the heart, expand. Feel yourself releasing any old pain in the heart. Breathing out. Breathing in, bringing that light up to the heart, spreading it out wide. Open the heart, push open. Breathing out. One more time, breathing in, bringing that light up to the heart, opening wide. Feel that nice squeeze between the shoulder blades. Push the heart open, use the breath, and breathing out. And pause here. Be present again to the connection between the palms. Be present to your heart center. Nice, deep, cleansing breaths. If you need to take a moment to shake out your feet again, we're going to do another couple of rounds with a gentle twist as well. And shake out your feet if you need to. Bring some ease into the knees and legs. And then again, we'll sit either in the Sukhasana or the Vajrasana, whatever's more comfortable. So I'll get Kiana to demonstrate the first round. We'll be doing the same motion, only we'll be turning the body to the right and opening the arms as wide as we can. So the right arm opens as wide as it can to the right, the left arm to the left. And then on the exhale, again, we come back to center, hands come in front of the heart and back down to the root. So we'll do this together, breathing in, bringing that light up to the heart, twisting to the right, opening the arms as wide as you can, opening the heart, using the breath, looking over the right shoulder, breathing in, coming back to center, hands coming to the heart and back down to the root. Breathing in again to the right, expand, twisting to the right, feel that heart opening, use the breath, breathing out, twisting back to center, palms in front of the heart and back down to the root. One more time to the right, breathing in, and expanding, opening to the right, breathing out, coming back to center. And now we'll twist to the left, so breathing in, bringing that light up to the heart, twisting open to the left, expand, push open the heart, look over the left shoulder, breathing out, coming back to center, bringing that light in front of the heart and back down to the root. Breathing in, twist open, push open the heart with the breath, expand, breathing out, back to center. One more time to the left, breathing in, twisting open, and out. And pausing here. Be present to the connection between the palms, be present to the heart. Now, before we lie down, we're going to do the Anuloma Villoma Pranayama. You can have a sip of water. We'll use the Vishnu Mudra. So the middle finger comes to the third eye point, just between the eyebrows. The thumb and pinky are outstretched to clear the energy on the sides of the head. We'll be using the index finger and the ring finger interchangeably to plug the right nostril and the left nostril. So to begin with, we'll be plugging the right nostril with the index finger. And we'll inhale, nice deep breath, inhaling through the left nostril, breathing in. Plugging the left nostril with the ring finger, releasing the right nostril, and exhaling through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril, breathing in. Plugging the right nostril, releasing the left, and exhaling through the left nostril. Inhaling left nostril. Exhaling right nostril. Inhaling right nostril. Exhaling left nostril. You could do 7 more rounds like this at your own pace for a total of 9. Just to give you an idea of pace, I've got 3 more to go. I've got 1 more to go. If you're done, you can just sit quietly for a moment, absorbing. And just give everybody a moment to finish. If you're already done, just sit quietly, absorbing the prana from that nice pranayama, where we're purifying the Ida and Pingala, the 2 channels. It's like a negative and positive electric pole in our system that runs through the central channel, the Sushumna. It's very calming. It helps to bring the 2 hemispheres of the brain into harmony. And we'll lie down on our backs. If you need to take a washroom break, now's the time. So I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to use the washroom if they need to. If you don't need to use the washroom, you can lie down in the Shavasana. We're going to do 1 more heart opening asana before we come into the final resting position. So before we do the Shavasana, we're going to do the Matsya asana. Matsya is a fish. So I'll get Kiana to demonstrate once. The hands come to rest on the hips, elbows on the floor beside us. You might want to move your pillow for this, Kiana, I'm not sure. Breathing in, we'll arch, push the heart up towards the ceiling, lifting the head and letting the back or the top of the head rest on the earth. So you can see Kiana's got a nice arch in the spine, and her top of her head is gently resting on the earth, and there's some of her weights on her elbows. And just taking a few breaths here, and then gently releasing back down to the earth. So we can all do this now. You can breathe in, push that heart open towards the ceiling, top of the head resting on the earth. If this is too much for you, you can do the Sedu Pranayama, which we did in the beginning, lying down, where you're just breathing in and pushing the heart up towards the ceiling without lifting the head off the ground. You can come back now, letting yourself lie on the earth. Gently roll your head from side to side. Just loosen out the neck. And we'll do this again, the Matsya. Palms on the hips, elbows on the earth, breathing in, pushing the heart towards the ceiling, top of the head resting on the earth. Nice deep cleansing breaths, push that heart open. And releasing, coming back down. Gently rolling the head and neck from side to side. And we'll do one more round here. Again, if this is too much for you, just doing the Sedu Pranayama, where you're breathing in and pushing the heart up towards the ceiling, arching the back, and breathing out, lowering it back down on the exhale. Otherwise, we'll do the Matsya one more time, breathing in, pushing that heart up towards the ceiling, top of the head resting on the earth. Feel that nice opening through the heart, pushing the back of the heart up through the front towards the ceiling. One more breath here. And lowering back down. And gently rolling the head and neck from side to side. Now you can get a nice sense of melting into the mat. If you need a blanket, you can put your blanket over you. If you need any pillows under your knees or behind your head. We'll take 3 sighing breaths just to relax, release anything that's pent up before we come into our final rest. So breathing in, expand, expand, and breathing out with a nice big sigh. Breathing in, expand, expand, breathing out. One more time, breathing in. This sighing breath is a cue to our nervous system to kick into the parasympathetic response. To the rest and digest and heal state. You can either have the hands on the floor beside the body with the palms facing up, or you can place the hands on the heart in the Sparsha Mudra. Get a sense of completely letting go, allowing Mother Earth to support your body weight. Just be present to the breath as it's moving in the nose, down the windpipe, into the lungs, and out again. Listening to the sound of the breath, savoring the feeling of the breath, and cultivating a mood of surrender and letting go. The Shavasana is the corpse pose, where we're tapping into that state of being, of a conscious death, a conscious letting go. Where everything that's not needed can fall away, everything that isn't our essence can fall away. Thought patterns, emotional patterns, physical holding patterns. It's a transformational state of being. But not because we're doing anything, because we're letting go and allowing the prana, the shakti, to integrate and work on our system. Be aware of your toes and the soles of your feet and how they're feeling. Feel the heels supported by the earth. Be present to the ankles, shins and calves, the knees. Feeling your body from the inside out. Be aware of the thighs on the front, sides, and the back. Be present to the bottom, the buttocks melting into the earth. The hips on the back, the sides, the front, and the whole pelvic region, genital region. Feel the whole lower half of the body. As it melts and lets go. In the light of your loving attention. Be present to the abdomen, the belly, and the lower back. Be present to the solar plexus region and the mid-back. Feeling from the inside out. Be present to the chest and heart, the upper back, shoulder blades. Be aware of the fingers and the palms. wrists and forearms, elbows, upper arms, and the shoulders. Be present to the tops of your shoulders. And tune into the point where the shoulders meet the neck on the left side and the right side. Be aware of the throat, and the sides and back of the neck. The back of the head, heavy and supported by the earth. The chin and jaw, the cheeks, lips, tongue, teeth and gums, the palate, the top of the mouth. Be present to the nose, tip and bridge of the nose, the eyelids and eyes, the ears, temples, eyebrows and forehead, the scalp and the hair. Feel your skull and your brain from the inside out. And just softening the mind, softening the heart, softening the body. Getting a sense of completely letting go. We'll rest here in silence for a few minutes until Maitreyi takes over. You can just keep resting even when she begins talking, just listening to her talk like it's a bedtime story. This nice restful state.
Thank you, Ross, for that beautiful class. Just a sound check. Is my volume loud enough, Ross?
Yes, it is.
Thanks. Yeah, your sound was going a little softer towards the end, but that was fine. I could still hear you. So we can continue lying down in the Shavasana. Shava means a corpse or a dead body. And as many of you know, death is not morbid or sad, but a very alive state of transformation. And this conscious dying is very, or I would say even more significant during Navratri. So Nav means night and Ratri means, Nav means 9 and Ratri means night. So during these 9 nights, we're invoking the Divine Mother and different aspects of her to protect us. Typically, children are afraid of the night or darkness. But here it symbolizes our own unconscious or our own unconscious patterns. So I was speaking to a friend and she was laughing and saying, oh my God, I have to rein in my inner child. Like I've just been sitting up late and, eating too many chocolates and waking up, feeling groggy. And I said, you're not alone. Sometimes my inner child too comes out and you befriend that inner child. And I was saying, thankfully, we're not too way off where the inner child is or the unconscious is tantrumy or manipulative. And the significance of this time is also bringing your awareness to your heart. Ross taught a really beautiful session, bringing awareness to our hearts with all the practice, because we're not condemning this inner child. We're befriending, we're loving, embracing this inner child, this unconscious. So he taught some of the Prema Jyoti Kriyas, these practices to open the heart, bring awareness to the heart, and practices like the Matsya, which also beautifully open any encrustations in the heart. It was a lovely, lovely class, very appropriate for this time. And if you see this whole series, we've had one festival after the other. On an external level, we call them festival. But on a tantric perspective, or when you look at it with a tantric perspective, it's how do we use this time for inner reflection and inner work. And the inner work need not be heavy. It's not a work that is filled with condemning or shaming or blaming what you see, but simply observing and doing what it means constantly bring safety to this inner child. So this element of protection and safety is very, very, I would say, very thematic for these 9 days. So first we had Ganesha Chaturthi, that was a few, maybe 17, 18 days ago, more than 80 days ago. Ganesha is for stability. Then we had the Pitru Paksha, this whole 16 days clearing ancestral karma. And then we have the Navratri, or the 9 nights of celebrating and invoking the Mother Goddess to ask us for protection. So, of course, there are many stories that talk about this fight of good over evil. And many of you have heard that, the story of Mahishasura. Mahi or Maha means great, and Asura means, Sura means light. Asura is one who is away from the light. So he was the great dark one. He was the darkling in today's modern terms. So she had to annihilate him or get rid of him when he thought he was all powerful and started harassing people. So you'll always find many of these stories. The story I've mentioned a while ago in detail, but the theme of it is any darkness that arises in us, around us, we can offer to the Divine Mother during this time and continue with that process, of course, even after this time, to know that we deserve to be protected. Holding that space, holding that intentionality. So we'll take a deep breath, placing our palms on the heart region, connecting to our hearts, connecting this not just to the spirit of protection, but also to our own unconscious. There can be many things we've suppressed, we've not seen, or that are not expressed. And as we have conversations, again, with this other friend I was talking, and she's like, oh, there's things that are coming up. She was away living her own life, and now she's gone back to a city where her family lives. So there are a lot of things from the past that are being excavated, so to speak. which she never had permission in her own family to speak about. It was just a different culture. So this is also a beautiful time to excavate things in a healthy way. Being like an archaeologist, very gently dusting the important old information and taking those antique pieces and seeing its value. Because there is value in remembering experience. There is value in excavating the unconscious or unconscious patterns so that we can make better conscious choices and not motivated by something that's submerged in darkness. So we'll continue just being present to the sensations in the heart region. Being aware of the breath. And we're going to make the sound who. So both u from the pranava om, the a, u, m. So if you see the om sound, it's a combination of a, u, and m. A activates the lower chest region, u, the heart and mid chest, and m, the whole entire upper region. So we'll first start off by chanting the oo sound, and then we'll make it a hu sound. We add the hu for more emphasis, the H to it. It's like with the hakaras. When we work on the lower region, it is ah, but we also add the ha and make it more vigorous. So we'll first chant a gentle oo sound, breathing in, expand, 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 and once again, nice deep breath. Once again, deep, deep, deep breath. And just will stay present. When we make the oo sound, lips are pouted like a fish, a gentle pouting. Let's do 3 more. Nice deep Mahati Yoga Pranayama. Ross already beautifully led you. Continue being present to your heart. So the sound has to emanate from this region, which means as you breathe in, you focus on isolating the mid chest, expanding to the front, sides, back, and getting the sound from the mid chest. Let's do this last 3 rounds. Breathing in, expanding, expanding. Focusing on mid-chest. Isolate to your best. And continue being present to your heart, how it's feeling, what are the sensations. Mother Lakshmi resides in the heart. She's the mother of abundance. And in South India, we invoke her first, especially because householders need her abundance. You see her photograph, there's gold coins pouring out of her hands. So good symbolism to say that life is abundant, we are abundant. Now we'll make the sound who a little more forceful. This is more gentle, so take a nice deep breath. Focusing on the mid-chest breathing. Expanding as much as you can. Whoo! Once again. Whoo! Once again. Deep, 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 deep breath. Whoo! And just stay with this mid-chest region for a bit. This is a good sound to release any betrayals, any pain of not being valued, not being understood. And all of this lays buried in the unconscious, and if not processed, then either it gets suppressed or projected onto someone. So we want neither. Just as we befriend our inner child, we befriend all that lays buried as well. And just as a symbol of saying, yes, I embrace all that lays buried, we're going to give ourselves a hug. This is called the Manmata Cria. For many of you who are in the teacher training, you know the name. Manmata is the Indian god of Cupid. Interestingly, he also has an arrow. So breathing in, embracing the mid-chest, yet with the breath opening, relaxing that embrace, and release through the mouth. Breathing in, expand, 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 and release. Breathing in, expand, expand, and release. And gently release your embrace. If you need to shake out, loosen out, you can do that. And come back to a nice sense of being present to your body, to your breath, to your energy, and all that lies beneath. We don't have to excavate it all, just layer by layer in that moment. We give permission for things to rise and very, very gently be embraced, seen, and transformed. So this process of transformation, and continue keeping the palms on the heart while you listen to what I speak. So this process of transformation requires that we acknowledge things first. We see things first. And if you see the word seer, a sage or a seer, he is a seer, just as we can say listener. This person is a good listener. A seer is somebody who sees very clearly. And so those sages or rishis or ancient researchers, like I'd like to call them, saw themselves clearly. It's not like they saw just nature or just this or just that. They saw their own unconscious very, very clearly. And by this, cultivating this capacity of seeing their unconscious clearly, they also saw life very clearly, not through these colored lenses of conditioning or colored lenses of programming. And this is what Patanjali beautifully says, that the more pranayama we do, pranayama is the conscious expansion of energy, and we do it using the breath, the veils that prevent us from seeing reality. I use the analogy of sunglasses. If we wear pink tinted glasses, we see the world as pink. But of course, we know we're wearing pink tinted glasses. Or if we wear gray, then, everything seems gray. So Patanjali also said over 2000 years ago that these veils, those days, obviously, I don't think they had sunglasses, so I used the word veils. So these veils can prevent us from seeing life. And these veils come about because of this unprocessed, unconscious patterns, or what lies buried in the unconscious mind. So it's a good time to contemplate all of this. To say that, yes, the conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg. All of that lies buried is to be gently excavated, but excavated with joy, not with trepidation as to, oh my God, what's going to come up? And I think that's why people tire of the spiritual path, because there's no joy in it. It becomes a chore because we're afraid of what might arise, because of the inner judgment or the inner condemnation. And that's where this manmata kriya, this hugging yourself, embracing yourself, seeing yourself, is very, very useful. A useful process and also a useful attitude when things arise. This process of completely being in love with everything that arises, even difficult situations, even difficult thoughts, even difficult emotions. I was having a conversation again with the same friend, and we were joking. She was talking about some toxicity that was going on in her life through other people, without going into the details. And we were looking at another person's, in this case, not our own unconscious or inner child. We were laughing about that, but another friend of hers. And she hadn't seen that. Somehow you miss that when you're not as observant. So she said, yeah, every time I bring up a boundary, that person starts cry, and then I give in. So the other person is also a woman, so they're all women talking about women. So I said, oh, that's normal, because sometimes when there's, of course, the person doesn't realize they're manipulating, but when there's unconscious manipulation, then people use emotion to get what they want. It's interesting to see, to observe ourselves and say, do I use emotion or misuse or abuse emotion to get what I want? So mostly you'll find, again, it's not a generalization, but you'll find because it's acceptable for women to cry, then crying can be used as a point of manipulation to get what you want. And men, because anger is acceptable, they can get aggressive to get what they want. So somebody else gives in because they're afraid of facing the man's aggression. But of course, it's not a hard and fast rule. You'll find women who are aggressive and men who also, go the other way, which is very different from processing an emotion. So processing an emotion is that we sit with it, we release it, and we're not trying to get something out of somebody else by using that emotion. So as we sit with our unconscious, we start to see all these beautiful distinctions. It's wonderful to stay with an emotion. It's wonderful to stay with one's anger and process it and release it. It's wonderful to stay with one's pain and grief and release that pain and grief so that it's not buried and it doesn't morph into something bigger than it should be. But it's also good to see how we or somebody else we know can manipulate us using emotion, or are we getting trapped in that game? Are we using that by any stretch or by any chance? So we'll sit with this for Navratri. And that's enough information. And we'll take 3 breaths before I go into the symbolism of 3 divine mothers, what they stand for those who are new, or it's a good repetition. Let's breathe in into our hearts. And let's breathe out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Now I'm going to ask you to place your palms on the lower segment, lower chest breathing. This area is associated with Mother Durga. And those of you who haven't seen her, just use your imagination. Later on, you can go to the internet and Google her images. For now, you can look at, or in your mind's eye, see this beautiful woman dressed in finery, lots of gold jewelry, sitting on a lion or tiger. She's wearing an Indian sari. And some depict her with 4 hands on either side, some even 5 on either side. Mostly 4. And she has a weapon in each hand. And she has a beautiful smile on her face. So even though she's smiling, the message she's sending is she's the sort of person that you don't want to mess with. You don't want to get into a altercation with her, or you don't want to get aggressive with her. Somebody wielding that many weapons, riding a lion or a tiger. So as she rightly symbolizes, or as her energy, or as the energy she exudes, she is the mother of protection. And as we breathe into the lower chest, this is what we're evoking. This is the energy we're evoking from within us. These healthy boundaries to say no to something that is toxic, to say no to something that is parasitic, that's saying no to something that is vampiristic. And basically being solid and grounded in one's own truth. So all of us, everybody here has enough sensitivity to know what works and doesn't work. So to be solid in one's own truth and express that. So we invoke Durga Ma also for the 3 days. So 9 nights, 3 goddesses, or 3 aspects of the Divine Mother. Now let's place our palms on the heart center. And connect to this Mother Lakshmi. So if you look at the word Durga, which is for the lower chest, Durga, her word or her name in Sanskrit itself means fortress or a fortress. And in those days, a fortress was a protection. Think of these days, we don't have any fortress. We only have Trump's Mexican wall, the wall that he wants to build. So it's similar to that, but you want to keep out something or keep away something, you build a wall, you build a fortress. So the Durga energetically is that fortress. Now Lakshmi in the mid-chest area, her name comes from the root word Lakshya, which means goal. So not any goal, but a goal that is connected to the highest. So your life purpose would be your goal. So she's the mother who helps us not just discover our life purpose, but live our life purpose. Giving us the energy, giving us the resources, giving us the love that we need to pursue that. And she has 2 arms on either side. Gold coins pouring out of the arms, a few of the arms, one giving blessings. Varada Mudra, where she gives blessings, and the other where she also says, do not fear. And holding lotuses that symbolize this following of dharma. So each of the hands symbolize a particular aspect of life. And this I've already spoken about, and it's there in the old articles. So you can always refer to that. This is just a brief. There's a lot of symbolism that goes out when you see why this many arms are there for each goddess. Now let's bring our palms to the upper chest and connect to this goddess Saraswati. Saras means, or Saraswati is one with the flow. And our river in India is called Saraswati. So this mother who flows, she's the mother of creativity. She's shown sitting on a white lotus, while Lakshmi is shown sitting on a pink lotus. So this white lotus representing purity, a Vahana or the swan representing this capacity of discernment, where it is said in the Indian scriptures that if you give, it's not a exact translation of swan, it's called a hamsa. So this hamsa bird has the capacity, even if you mix water and milk, it'll be able to separate the two. It has a degree of discernment. That's the quality of Saraswati. And also being connected to your spiritual arts, also being connected to spirituality, wisdom. So she holds a musical instrument in her hand. Again, you could see the beautiful symbolism. She also has two arms on either side. Then she has, with two of her arms, she's holding the musical instrument. With one, she's holding the japamala, which is like a rosary, beads that you count when you keep chanting. Very similar kind of practices if you see in some of the religions, but this is more to keep count. And then in the other hand, she's holding scriptures to symbolize, or the Vedas to symbolize this is the connection of wisdom. So we're invoking her as well during this time. So we have Durga sitting on a lion or tiger. We have Lakshmi sitting on a pink lotus, the animals behind her being two white elephants. The white elephants are also pouring gold coins from their trunks, and to symbolize that no elephant, even a white elephant, is too much for Lakshmi's wealth and abundance. She can maintain any number of elephants. In India, we say maintaining an elephant is pretty expensive. They eat quite a bit. A white elephant, even more so. But of course, Mother Lakshmi's abundance is no match. Our symbols are white elephants. And then we have Saraswati, whose vahana or vehicle is the hamsa, or swan-like creature. Excuse me. So let's keep this visualization in our hearts. All these three beautiful energies who are there to support us, protect us, and help us live our fullest lives. Creatively, abundantly, feeling protected. And there's a lot more of a deeper symbolism, but even this is enough. This is enough to know as we breathe into the lower chest, we are evoking this protective aspect of ourselves, the Durga aspects of ourselves. As we breathe into the mid chest, we're not just invoking from outside, but evoking from within the Lakshmi aspects of ourselves, this capacity for self-love, this capacity for loving others. And as we breathe into the upper chest, we are not just invoking, but evoking this Saraswati energy, where we can speak our truth, we can speak the truth pleasantly, where we can be discerning, where we don't have to mince words, where we can sing and express creatively. So we'll just take 3 deep breaths, not just invoking, but evoking all these 3 mothers into our lives, and also evoking it from within into expression. Breathing in, expand, expand, expand. Lower, mid, upper chest, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Breathe out. Breathing in. Nice deep, 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 deep breath. And release. Breathing in. Nice deep, deep, deep breath. And release. And just stay with your rib cage, your lungs, and also the intentionality. where this very higher state, vibrational state of these mothers will override any negative unconscious states. You don't have to fight these unconscious states. Simply see them, embrace them, and allow them to be transformed, offering them to the Divine Mothers. How do we offer it? By doing the Mahat Yoga Pranayama, great yogic breath, where they're not stuck in our system anymore. It's a very simple tool, yet very profound. Now gently rub the palms, place them on your eyes. Give yourself a stretch, wake yourself up. Roll, move, do whatever is needed to ease your body. And I've taken a little bit extra time. I'll ask Ross simply because I knew there were no new people and no introductions. So I'll ask Ross to quickly make the announcements and we'll close.
Thank you, Maitreyi.
Sasha's little dog. It's very happy.
So we were going to talk about the donation. There's a man that's living on the street that Maitreyi met a while back who was in need of a backpack. His backpack was falling apart, and his name is Angus. And Maitreyi, maybe you can tell us what kind of a backpack he needs, or maybe you already knew someone that had a backpack. Can you fill us in on that?
Yeah, no, just something, about a good size where he can put his stuff. Nothing fancy, anything with a zipper. His backpack, the zipper was falling apart. So that's why I was like, if anybody had something with a good zipper, and he was trying to flip it and, kind of keep it together with all makeshift stuff, which is, so I thought, I already sourced a broom since his hobby or his love is to clean the leaves. I got him a big broom. I thought, I'll just give him a broom. That but I haven't sourced the backpack yet. I thought if somebody has it, why pay? But if there isn't, then I can source that too.
Okay. So yeah, we're looking for a backpack donation. If anybody has an old backpack they want to donate that's in decent shape, or if they want to donate some money, you can let us know. Email info@arkaya@gmail.com. And just a reminder to everybody to please make your contribution for these weekly satsang. Drop-in fee is sliding scale, $20 to $25, or you can register as a yearly member for $360, 33 a month for the whole year, which is the best value. And then you get access to all the recordings as well. I'll put the link both for the drop-in and for the annual membership, and just make sure you're making your contribution in honor of the teacher and her time. If you're part of a business or corporation, we're just reminding everybody we offer mindfulness training in the workplace for those companies that want to create a culture of mindfulness and learn accessible stress management tools. Also, the next evolutionary circle for those in the Foundations for Life program is the last Saturday of October 30th at 7:30 p.m. Those in India, it's October 31st at 8 a.m. And I'll post the link for that. Anybody who's interested in joining that program, I know not everybody here is in it. You can join for that live session and get a feel for it and see if that's something you want to be a part of. Okay, I'll post those links into the chat right now. Thank you, Maitreyi.
Thanks a lot, Ross. Yeah, it's been a wonderful year. Ross and I were discussing, and Kiana too. Kiana's gone back to Germany. So this is the core team. So today the class was run by the core team. Kiana did a wonderful demonstration. We were just sharing how this year we kept for our own inner work. So we're kind of lying low before we go full-fledged into the teacher training next year. So it's been interesting excavations we've had personally. And if we didn't keep that time, we cannot hold space for others. So we need to do our own work. We need to see our own human interactions, our own spiritual interactions. So that's important for those of you who are teachers here, that we keep space and time for that as well. And, all of you, Ross, Kiana, Sasha, who's teaching, all very sensitive souls. And I mean, the others too are sensitive, but you guys are specifically teaching. So you know how much more important it is to keep that container for self-work. So just a good reminder during Navratri. That's all. So on that note, we will close. We will say namaste to ourselves for making the time, for showing up. That's Ross was saying the other day, you know, about somebody whose teaching had greatly improved from the 2019 teacher training. He said, you know, the thing with her is from where she started to where she's come. One important factor in her growth is that she showed up. So we are showing up for ourselves. That's one very, very important factor. Now we'll just say namaste to everybody who's in front for their beautiful energy. We didn't have too much sharing. Next week we'll have sharing. Once you do your process and keep that intention, I'd love to hear what's coming up for you. So next week we'll share that and we'll touch the earth, the masters, First Nations people of the land. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend.